Racing through the street, Detective Tickrock is in pursuit of someone, and the promise of his pension keeps him going as swears to never run in his life again after his retirement. The distorted vision wears off as he receives a prank call with a man singing a song on the other side, revealing it was all but a dream. He heads out for the day, showcasing his distinctly detached approach to catching criminals. Later, as he relishes his quick meal of ramyeon for the day, the chief of police at Jumo Police Station, Seo Gwang-soo, appears for a televised interview and introduces the new crime prevention system to ensure the safety of the city's citizens in places that may otherwise not have any stable means of surveillance. Tickrock, however, seems to express no affability to the chief's words and switches off the TV mid-broadcast. His room is marked with the presence of paraphernalia relating to the treatment of mental health, panic disorders and dementia, and medicine for the same, which he takes. At the police station, when handed over several case files for his opinion on the matter, Tickrock knows just how to tackle each situation with a rushed poise. He doesn't get a headache from looking over these cases as much as he does upon getting paired up with a novice homicide detective, Kyung-chan. Resuming his older case, he's accompanied by the newcomer and Detective Lee Sung-ae to head out to track the drug dealer Ma Sang-ju, who's been convicted 5 times previously. On being sent inside the arcade alone, Kyung-chan is cornered by Sang-gu's men and Detective Lee has to intervene. Once again, on the run, Tickrock has to chase Sang-gu and question him about Mr. Keen's, his supplier, whereabouts. Embroiled in the action, an amusing chase ensues, but upon getting caught, Sang-gu confesses that he has nothing to do with Mr. Keen's business. A meeting for announcing the new section chief is held, and the supposed brave citizen who helped Tickrock catch Sang-ju earlier is welcomed as the new chief investigation officer. Cook Jin-han, who was demoted to the Jumo police station for standing up to his seniors, is back at it with his crosswords against Tickrock's old age, but finds a worthy and witty contender in him. Team leader Hyun-sok finally meets up with Tickrock, but before he heads inside the tavern, he's prank called again, only this time the caller leaves a life-threatening message for him. Giving it some thought, the detective enters the restaurant, where Hyun-sok is already settled in. He starts questioning him about Mr. Keen while reminiscing a past wherein the younger team leader became an accomplice to Mr. Keen's actions. Although both Tickrock and Hyun-sok are hinted at being close to each other almost a lifetime ago, an awkward silence prevails between them now, with the former sticking to questions related to the case. A flashback reveals the drug dealer casually threatening Hyun-sok back in the day. Hyun-sok is clearly holding back something and Tickrock catches on. The two start to take it slow, and Hyun-sok agrees to let him in on the information with the promise to meet again the next day. On coming back to his quarters, Tickrock is taken aback by his next-door neighbor, who seems to keep things quiet to the extent that it stops feeling normal. Intrigued by this, he looks into his application and is shocked to read a familiar name, Yang Kitae, a man responsible for an arson attack. Pulling him out of his room, Tickrock is stunned to find him there despite his sentence still remaining. Kitae reveals himself to be a model convict who once again takes up the stance that he was framed for the arson and that he moved in next to the detective for a reason. Shadow Detective Episode 1 ending. Coming back to his room after confronting Kitae, Tickrock gives his file another look and then decides to sleep. Some visions bar him from a peaceful night, and the tone is kept up as he soon receives a call from the same number. This time, Tickrock firmly establishes that he would track the number down and take the man in. In return, the man fires back with the revelation that Hyun-sok is dying. Claiming himself to be a friend, he asks the detective to take down a few things. The address so revealed is one of the shared spots between the two when things had been sweeter for them. Reminded of Hyun-sok's urge to revive their old bond, Tickrock takes the trip to find out the truth. At the location, he finds Hyun-sok lying on the ground in an unlikely condition, with his head bleeding. As Tickrock rushes to hold him up, Hyun-sok's last words are that of an apology to him. The next day, Tickrock finds himself back in his room and is woken up by Sung-ae's calls. Present at Jumsan Mountain, she asks the old detective if he'd met Hyun-sok earlier, which triggers his memory of the night, recalling that he was tattooed by someone. With Hyun-sok dead, Tickrock receives a message from the number again, calling him out as a murderer.